And now give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
Thank you, President. At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Tom Fletcher, Under Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs, and the Executive Director of UNICEF, Ms. Catherine Russell. We have heard them, and they are among the rare people committed to honesty, courage, and truth. We convey to you all our support. I would also like to thank you for the 2 briefings which have conveyed with painful honesty the reality in Gaza, where the only reality is death. How can it be otherwise while the Israeli occupation forces continue to inflict on the Palestinians all forms of death? They have this illusion, fed by arrogance and the madness of power, that they can empty Palestine from its people, thus paving the way for a new geography where history does not recognize its indigenous people. But for those who want to rewrite history, we say, ending the occupation and enabling the Palestinians to exercise their natural and legal inalienable right to their land is a historical inevitability. And those attempting to stop the wheels of history will be met by the same destiny as their predecessors. The land knows its people. Mr. President, in Gaza, an existential war is being waged, a war that does not need pretexts, because those who have the monopoly of force can make pretexts and export them, and can promote them and find those who will believe it, providing them with immunity and cover. In the Security Council, sessions abound, statements are delivered, but they do not dissuade the occupier and they do not stop the massacre. Our meetings, despite their abundance, reflect the concern of the international community towards what is happening. At the same time, our meetings reveal the inability of the international community to adopt the necessary resolutions and to impose respect of their will when it comes to the Israeli occupier. What is even more surprising, colleagues, is that we are hearing some defending the killers and finding them and themselves justifications. For some, killing children is a mere collateral damage. Maybe because they are Palestinians, they can be killed. Can you believe this? UNRWA estimated that Israel kills daily since the 7th of October 2023 a whole classroom of children, where the number of pupils per classroom is between 35 and 45 children. Children are paying the price. More than 18,000 children have been killed, 17,000 of whom reached hospitals. 10 children in the Gaza Strip are losing daily one or both legs. Whom should we believe? Then we hear some justifying the targeting of hospitals. And we hear them justifying the targeting of hospitals. They say that hospitals are command and control centers, while the WHO and other actors say otherwise. Physicians for Human Rights Israel has affirmed, and I quote, "The Israeli army has deliberately attacked hospitals and medical facilities. These attacks have led to a total collapse of the health system in Gaza, including the deliberate destruction of the infrastructure, an acute lack in medical equipment and essential medicine. End of quotation. Whom should we believe? Some are trying to convince themselves and to convince us that the current aid distribution system is in line with humanitarian principles and that it is the ideal solution for the security concerns of the occupier. But the distribution points have been turned into death traps, and aid is being militarized to be used to displace, not to save. The ICRC has reaffirmed, I quote, on the 12th of July, the field hospital of the Red Cross in Rafah has received 132 people injured by weapons. This is the most recent incident of mass injury on distribution sites. Tragically, 25 persons were declared dead upon their arrival, while 6 others died after they entered hospital. End of quotation. Whom should we believe? They say that there is no famine in Gaza and that calories are being calculated and needs are being met. But the reality shows otherwise. We see in Gaza people bitten by hunger. We see baby formula becoming a rare commodity. According to UNICEF, and I quote, last month, more than 75% of households have had a decreased access to water, and they do not have enough water to drink and cannot wash their hands when needed. Malnutrition is also on the rise. More than 9,000 children have been hospitalized to receive treatment for acute malnutrition since the beginning of this year. End of quotation. Whom should we believe? Should we believe the pale faces of Gazans and their teary eyes? Or should we believe the language of killing? Should we believe those who are falsifying the truth and asking us to believe it in the name of pragmatism, double standards, and political considerations? The enormity of the atrocities that are being committed requires each one of us to listen to our humanity and to call for investigation and accountability. Before all that, we should call for a ceasefire and save the Palestinians. Mr. President, amidst these repeated massacres, we should not be fooled by names. We should not be distracted by legal arguments. Call it what you may: ethnic cleansing, genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, or a military operation. The result is one and the same: bodies dying from thirst before dying with bombs and bullets, and children born without a childhood and dying without graves. Meanwhile, the world remains silent, a silence that belongs to the language of crime, not to the language of conscience. Until when? Until when will we explain tragedy with cold terminology? Until when will we answer the killer with mere expressions of concern? And until when will we describe the victim as a mistake? This silence, under the pretext of diplomacy, amounts to bearing witness to a crime, and history will record it not as an impartiality, but as treason. Therefore, it is not enough to condemn. It is not enough to regret. Enough words. The obligation now is to act. The obligation is to use the tools provided by the UN Charter to end these crimes that are clear to everyone. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Algeria for the statement.